Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of Hoppets. Today, joined by
Plinner.
Plinner's back. Holy shit!
I am in front of the camera.
Again.
Yes.
For the MBCC compensation share. Actually, every year at MBCC, Dan, aka Dan the Man from Chicago, as I call him, is awesome enough to bring limited variants of Bourbon County, and we're missing out on that, unfortunately, this year because, well, at least right now, it will be postponed. We'll see what happens, but. As of is right now, we're not trying any because that's how it is. But we got a substitute. We got 3 vintages of Bourbon County.
Ooh.
So we will actually keep the tradition alive, Dan, because we're lucky to get these from Beer Dome. So thanks a ton to Beer Dome for these. We're going to be trying the 19, 18, and 17 vintages of Bourbon County in a vertical tasting and see which one we like the most. This is one of Plinner's favorite beers, if not favorite. And you haven't had it in, 3 years?
This is the first beer that actually kind of blew my mind.
Yeah. That was the 2012 vintage that you and I had a lot of.
Yes, and since then I think I've had the only other version of variable
variants.
Yeah,
it's been the ones Dan shared.
The one that Dan shared. What's that?
Maple
syrup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a couple of years ago.
I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe 3.
Maybe.
Yeah, 2 years. Because last year he shared the double barrel age, which is awesome. Dan is a great guy. Knows a lot about beer. He goes to a lot of these events. I think a lot of people who watch the channel might know him because he talks to a lot of people in the industry. So, yeah, we're trying these. This will be fun. What?
Are they mixed up?
You have to
yeah.
those two. No. Look at Peter's.
Look at my setup.
Yeah.
There we go. Disaster averted.
Yeah, so you didn't drink the wrong beer. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the fresh bottle from 2019, just to see how a fresh Bourbon County is, and then we're gonna go down in age to see how they vary. The fresh vintage is 14.7%, so is the 18, and the 17 is 14.1. So very similar ABV, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So let's start off with a fresh bottle of 2019 Bourbon County. I haven't had this beer in so long. The last time I had was a variation, but just the, and I think that's like maybe half a year ago.
Got the vanilla.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. So, but it's going to be fun. I mean, I love doing verticals like this. And you can smell just Bourbon County sitting in there, but it looks great. What do you call the color, Pete?
Well, it's pitch black though.
Yeah.
Isn't it? With a, more than 10 head.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
More than 10. Mocha colored, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, looks nice.
It looks really nice. Very dark. Let's check out the aroma. Oh, it smells so good. Even though, you know, it's a fresh vintage, there's just so much barrel character, but it's so balanced.
Yeah.
Like really charry. It's like lots of sweet fudgy bourbon, but also like tobacco and like dried dark fruits.
And all those figs. I love those figs, always.
Yeah. Like getting honey vibes too. Almond.
Yeah.
They say toffee, chocolate, burnt sugar, and dried fruit. Yeah, of course.
Sounds
that's
about right, yeah. But smells absolutely delicious. It smells as I remember it.
Smells like Bourbon County. Yeah. No, and not really any alcohol, just like a warming spirit sensation.
Not that it smells alcohol free though.
No. It smells fantastic. That's right, dude.
I want to dip in.
Cheers, and thanks to Beer Dome. That's fucking great barrel-aged beer.
It's still one of my favorite.
I mean, even though these guys are owned by a big company, this is like benchmark barrel age. If you want to figure out how a dead-on barrel-aged imperial stout should be, Bourbon County is just it hits the head on the nail. Also, I love how balanced it is.
Fudgy.
Yeah, it's really
so fudgy.
like, it's really fudgy, but on the same time, you have something to balance on the sweet fudginess because it has some like charry, roasty, dark fruity things too.
Yeah.
Nice, very slick, velvety, creamy body too as well. You can taste it's a beer that's brewed for barrel aging. Big bourbon flavor, big sweetness. Actually, I'm impressed about the amount of sweetness. I don't remember it as being sweet, but I guess Bourbon County's always been to the sweet side.
Oh yeah. It sits on your lips for quite a while.
Coffee,
It gets sticky.
charry, kind of woodiness, dark chocolate, figs, tobacco, Virginia pipe tobacco, as you talked about off camera, actually.
Yeah.
But not for this, but like it's a general tasting note for Bourbon County. It's really good. Phenomenal beer. I'm so glad we cracked these.
Yeah. So what's the difference between this and the next
That's
one?
what we're going to find out. So this is just 1 year older. So this is the 2018 vintage. So this is 2 years old now. The other
Same
one
color?
is, yeah. I mean, I don't see any difference, but there shouldn't be. It's the same beer. It's just, I think we will just see, like just a vintage variation, but also the difference of age. What happens with the aging beer? So, but it looks fantastic as well. Let's check out the aroma on the 18. Oh, it's more mellowed. It's more harmonious. You definitely get like the sweet. I think you get more sweet fudginess.
and you actually get a little bit more booze.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You get a little bit more booze.
Yeah. And this has much brighter oak and bourbon. This is more like mellowed, rounded oak and bourbon. And you also sense a bigger presence of like tobacco, dried fruit, all these kind of vibes. It smells really nice too, though.
Yeah, it's
But
kind of like
there's a clear difference.
What do you call it? The sharp smells that goes actually more.
Like more, just a sharp aroma. What do you mean?
How do you say it? I think there's some of the smells that goes a little bit sharper right for your nose.
Yeah.
Even though most of it is more mellowed out, but then you have
Some peaks.
yeah.
Also, a difference with this on the back, it says it should taste of charred oak, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. The other one said toffee, vanilla, chocolate, burnt sugar, and dried fruit. The other one, these two have the same description of taste, but it's interesting they changed that. But it still smells really good. Let's try it. Cheers. More honey on this too. The flavor is fucking great though,
That is different.
but it's totally different. It's much more balanced. This is a bit more raw with barrel character, but I would actually say I kind of like that. I like that like punchy barrel character. You still get a lot of like bourbon and sweet vanilla and fudge on this, but I'm impressed by the roundedness of the 18 compared to the 19, just with an extra year of age.
Actually, I think you still with the older one, you get some sharper notes than you did with the.
I think it's
with
sharper.
The newer one.
Yeah.
I think it's rounded, but I think the sharpness is more like specific nuances.
I don't
that
know how
peak a
to
bit
explain
more.
that.
I think the barrel character is sharper on this one than the youngest.
To be honest, I still prefer the youngest.
I just had a sip of the youngest now, and I think I'm a little bit the other way around. Because having the sip of the youngest just after, that's more boozy and sharp to me. Just
that's
after
mo-
having
that's
the
a
18.
bit more
But you're also
rounded to
sitting
me.
like,
Yeah.
I think they're really good though. I mean, both are really nice. I don't think I've ever drunk Bourbon County this quickly because
But it's kind of like the one that's a year older has a little bit of a port wine thing.
Yeah, that's the age, and
Yeah.
I get, that's also what I mean with like more of the dried fruit and all these things.
Yeah.
Like the oxidation is starting to show a little bit. Nothing crazy, but it's definitely like port wine. I see that for sure.
Yeah, so I guess the sharpness I'm talking about is kind of the same you can get in some tawny
Tawny,
port wine.
Tawny.
Tawny port wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'd agree with that. I think it's very nice. It's very nice. So let's jump down the line and take the oldest now. The 2017 vintage. Again, it looks the same. Maybe a lightly lighter
Can we
head.
get some water?
Some water.
Some water.
Maybe I should actually also have a sip of water for trying this. But I mean, both beers, both the 18 and 19 are really, really tasty.
Yeah.
So yeah, same color. Maybe, yeah, no, it's the same. When you swirl it up, the head is also dark.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same. Maybe the head is a little bit darker, but no, I think it's the same.
So typical, like the light was perfect, and now the sun is out, and now we look like pale, skinny children. Or I
Which
don't know.
we are. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We are skinny, pale.
We are
children.
Scandinavian after all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Stupid clouds. But yeah, I already smelled it, so let's just do it. That's definitely much more dark fruity. You can really see the progression of oxidation very well here. Like, really sharp, fudgy barrel character, more dark fruit and whatnot. Still some sharp notes, and I see that, like, maybe a touch of alcohol, whatever. But this one has definitely, to me, the most on the aroma of, like, sherry, port wine. This one has lots of honey to me. The 18 compared to the 17, like, loads of honey. Also umami on all of them, actually.
Yeah, you don't get the same amount of honey in this.
No. Let's try it. Cheers.
Yes. Oh, that is nice too.
That's also, but that's really rounded.
Yeah.
That's like the most like rounded I think, of them all.
Yeah, to be honest, maybe this is because it's the last one we had now,
Yeah.
but I think it's actually harder to distinguish the notes.
Yeah.
The older it gets.
But I think that's the point of like when it mellows together and whatnot.
Fuses together.
Fuses together, yeah. Actually, I enjoy the freshest vintage the most. And the fun thing, a lot of people talk about often beer needs to sit in the cellar. And like sometimes that's true with barrel aged beer, like they can be quite sharp. But in this case, I feel like the fresh vintage, it has all the notes you want from a barrel aged beer. Whereas this takes the others take those notes and they just change it up a bit. It's more like, so if you're looking for maybe I don't want to say mellow, but more well balanced, not like this crazy popping sweet fudgy barrel character that's on it fresh. You get more of that like dark fruity
It
aged
gets
flavor.
harder and harder to distinguish the tastes from one another. The older it gets, it seems like, and I think in especially Bourbon County, you actually want to be able to distinguish.
Yeah.
But it does get more mellow as well. It's more well rounded.
Some fucking great beer to sit and jump between though.
Yeah, all of them are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean all in all, so loads of bright barrel character, lots of vanilla, lots of fudge, almond,
But it gets
cherry
more
oak,
muddled.
and then it gets more muddled as older as it gets, but you get more oxidized flavors. It goes kind of like in a curve, so you have like the peak of whatever barrel flavors, and then it goes a bit down in the barrel flavor, and then you have like the dark fruit flavors the other way around. They go up.
Yeah.
So it's like the oxidized flavor and the barrel flavor, they go like this. Like, and I've heard that before with barrel aged beer and aging beer in general. Like you get like the oxidation, of course, grows and it subdues a little bit of the other flavors. But what I love about it is good oxidation in both of these. It's not like papery or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, a little bit more dark fruit, pruny, sherry, vintage notes.
I think, to be honest, I don't mind the oxidation. It's good and all, but I think I would prefer it in a beer that is less complex, because with this it just makes all the tastes kind of indistinguishable. And
Maybe it's also because it's very powerful flavor tasting beers, so your palate, gets
maybe
shocked.
that's too. Maybe
I think that's
it
part
too,
of it
yeah.
too. And we had some beers before it.
But if
Even
it's
though
something that's
not a lot.
pretty, I don't know, just very chocolate forward or something like
Yeah.
that, I think that would be better to keep a long time. Yeah.
But I think all three are really good beers. Do you guys have? So what's your favorite of the three?
It's the youngest for me.
Yeah, same here. What about you guys?
Youngest.
Well, we all agree. But I think the youngest, though, is a prime example. All of them are prime examples of barrel-aged beer. But I'm going to give the youngest a 98. I think this is as close as... It's not 100% perfect, but this is exactly what you want from a barrel-aged beer. I think it's phenomenal. So, yeah, like 98, I think, for the 19. 97, maybe. 98, 97, something along those lines. And then 96 for the two aged ones. I think they're in the same ballpark. It's just like different degrees of, you say, dark fruit and mellowedness. So
Yeah,
like 97, 98, and 96.
Yeah, I like to be able to taste the complexity of the beer. And
I think you still do that, but
Well,
it's just different.
Not as much though. It's more.
It was fun when Michael and I did this with
Muddled.
smoked beer. It went like this. Super smoky, more aged complexity, and then like the older it got, the smoke kind of came back. So it's like, it'd be fun if we had like a really old one to compare
maybe.
as well. But yeah.
But yeah, I still prefer the youngest one. So yeah, that for me would be, I don't know, 98 or 99, something like that. It's all good. So yeah, and the rest of them, I don't know, mid 90s. It's fine.
Fine, it's phenomenal.
No, it's all very, very good beer.
It's,
and
I don't
it's
mind
still,
sipping on
it's still
three vintages.
one of my favorite. So yeah,
It's really fucking good.
But-
If you,
this is the best.
yeah, I agree. The youngest is the best. It's funny. I didn't expect that. I actually thought I'd enjoy the age more, but very nice stuff, guys. Really, if you got the chance to get a set like this on Beer Dome when they had the small set of Bourbon County, it'd be fun to hear if you tried to do a vertical like we did, trying the different vintages. If you had a favorite, what your favorite was, or if you in general just tried aging Bourbon County and drinking them side by side just to see how it changes. And it's fun because there's definitely a big difference. But again, yeah, apparently we enjoy it fresher just because you get a bit more smack in your face from the barrel, which is nice. not the mellowness of oxidation, if you can say it like that. Even though those are still, it's phenomenal fucking beer, no matter what. Benchmark barrel aged beer. So, yeah, if you guys had a chance to try either of these, let us know what you thought of them. Definitely check out Beer Dome. They have crazy releases like this once in a while. I mean, last week they had Other Half, but it sold out in like 2 minutes. It was crazy. We actually had a cart, but it was overbooked, unfortunately, so we didn't get any, but that's totally fine. Stuff like that happens with hype releases. So, but check them out. Link for the shops down below. And yeah, as always, remember to comment, subscribe. Check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hope you accept the odd lighting, like super bright and not so bright, but it's that damn sun.
Yeah. So
nature.
like other tourists in Denmark, they wear
pale.
sunglasses not because the sun is up so much in Denmark, but because we are so white.
Yeah.
So you might wanna.
Yeah, you're whiter than me. That's why I'm wearing the sunglasses, just to protect my eyes. But very nice stuff, guys. If you had any, let us know what you thought of them. What's your favorite vintage of Bourbon County? I think still to this day, my favorite was 12.
Well,
But maybe it was also
simply
just
it's
Nostalgia,
nostalgia though,
nostalgia.
because we had so many bottles of Bourbon County 12.
Yeah. We bought too much. But it was a great time, man. Drinking
Yeah.
loads of bourbon, using it for beer pong. We used it for White Russians.
Oh, that was great though.
It was crazy. Good times. But yeah. Cheers, guys. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe. Check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Cheers again, and see you in another beer review.